Welcome to the Golden Hour podcast experience with your hosts, David Altizer and Connor McCaskill. Let's go, you mother truckers.
We are going to use that until we hit 200. Episode 200.
Episode 177. Here we are, Golden Hour. Thank you guys for being here. I am David Altizer.
And I am Connor McCaskill.
And that was Joe Rogan introing the show today.
Well, it was his AI. We covered that last week. Check it out if you haven't seen that. If you haven't seen that episode. But we do have a lot of things to go through and cover. But one of the first things we want to go through, might as well get started, is the new rumors when it comes to camera stuff, specifically Canon. This one hurts a little bit because I just got rid of the camera that got a massive firmware update. So this is the Canon EOS R5.
The Canon R5, as our friend Zach Mayfield would call it. Some big updates coming with a firmware update that we should be seeing soon.
Yeah.
One of them, and most importantly, in my opinion, is the removal of the 30-minute record limit.
Yeah, that's really nice to see. It was always interesting that when the R6 Mark II came out, it was like, that one doesn't have a record limit.
Yeah.
But the R5, which is a more expensive, more premium, more pro camera, still had a 30-minute record limit. So it'd be nice that that gets removed. Other things that are coming is actually lens breathing compensation. So that's going to be pretty cool. Sony's been doing that for a while, and it's going to be nice to have Canon bring that into the R5.
I believe the R6 Mark II has both of these things, the 30-minute record and the breathing. So this is just getting it kind of in line with their flagship, their second flagship, if you will, the R6 Mark II, which you currently operate.
Which I currently own. And I do want to just say, too, like, elephant in the room, yes, I changed my name. Connor's got a new channel. We're going to talk about all that. So I don't want you guys to like think that we're avoiding that, because that is the main topic. We're just going to get into the rumors here. There's another cool rumor that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, okay. What's that?
The Sony A7S IV.
Whoa.
This is a real camera now.
Yeah. I've been saying the Canon A7 IV.
Yeah.
As the S4 ever since it came out. I don't know why. And now it's finally going to be a real camera.
It's probably because the A7S is such a popular camera, and we have been dying for the A7S III for years. So it's something we talked about all the time. So it's probably just in your head, A7S.
Oh, I know.
But these rumors are looking really juicy for the A7S IV, which is Sony's kind of main, video focused hybrid camera.
Right.
Obviously the FX3 is their cinema variant of the same sensor as the A7S III, but that camera unfortunately still has some things like lack of shutter angle and video features that I would love to see.
Boo, FX3. You need to update that, Sony. Come on.
I know, but often Sony seems to, instead of updating their firmware, they seem to just make more hardware with the newer things that we all want.
Right.
So it's like, hey, if you want this feature, you got to buy the new camera.
Right.
So hopefully maybe the A7S IV, the rumored A7S IV, will have some of those things. But the most important thing to me that stands out is that the rumor is saying it will have the highest dynamic range on any alpha camera. The highest dynamic range ever, according to the rumors.
Yeah.
Which, obviously every camera manufacturer is going to want their newest to have the best, but that's not always the case. Especially with higher megapixel cameras like the A7R, those cameras often have less dynamic range because of the higher megapixels.
Right.
So maybe because this is slightly smaller or less megapixels, but here's the catch. A 6K sensor that offers raw video and oversampled 4K video with no crops.
Yes, that's going to be super great. I think that what's interesting is that Sony's cameras have already had pretty incredible dynamic range. So to claim that it's even better, because the A7S III and the FX3's dynamic range is already amazing.
Good job. You said that correctly.
I did. I had to really think about it. Did you see my brain like working there as I was talking? Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what that means with this camera. How much more are we really getting? Is it going to be like it's technically more, but you can't really see the difference, or it's going to be a noticeable difference?
I think the thing too about this that is really exciting is the 6K sensor. I think the whole point of the A7S for the last couple of years was the fact that it was a lower megapixel count. It was a true 4K sensor. It was only 12 megapixels.
Right.
And that allowed for larger photodiodes is what it's called. And it's basically just larger pixels, which bigger equals more light because it can just absorb more light.
Right.
So that's why the A7S was notorious for being such a low light monster. But with cameras like the A7 IV, and I'm saying this correctly, the A7 IV,
Right. Don't get confused.
we found a lot of people actually prefer that camera over the A7S because of the 6K sensor and that doing the 4K down res thing. Right. So the 4K just looks way sharper than on the S models. And the 6K on the A7 IV, the low light performance is still better than almost any other camera. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of gotten to a point now where Sony's processors and sensors are so good that even a larger megapixel camera like the A7 IV or even the A7R5, which a lot of people have switched to. I think Armando has one. A lot of people have been shooting with that camera. Even that camera has pretty great low light performance. So that 12 megapixel, like low megapixel, larger photodiode thing might be a thing of the past now because the processing has gotten so good that we can have a larger sensor like a 6K sensor.
What is a true megapixel count for a 6K sensor? Do you happen to know that off the top of your head?
Yeah, it's like the A7 IV, so it's like 30 megapixels.
Is that okay?
Roughly. Yeah, so like your R6 Mark II is essentially a 6K sensor.
Right. Okay.
So, which is it 24 megapixels, I think? 25,
it's like 20, 26.
Yeah, so it's like around
like
there. Around that place. And the one thing that I hope Sony listens to us about is not only, giving us that clear oversampled 4K, which I love. Having a 6K sensor that down reses to 4K, it just gives you a cleaner, sharper image. Mm-hmm. But I would love to see open gate from Sony. This would be the first time.
Yeah.
This could be a great opportunity to do open gate with the A7S IV. I love that feature on my Lumix S5, and I think all camera companies should start doing it. Mm-hmm. The sensor is there. It's like when you take pictures, it's doing, open gate. It's a 3x2 sensor. It's a square sensor. So like instead of just cropping the top and bottom when we're in video mode, just let us use the whole sensor.
Especially since vertical content is such a big deal now. So to have that extra height is going to be great because you can shoot everything landscape essentially, and then later in post just crop in as much as you need. And
then of course, the other feature that I hope this camera has is the wonderful new flip out and around screen that the A7R5 has.
Yeah.
So basically imagine an A7S IV with a 6K sensor doing a proper 4K down res. It can shoot RAW. It has the highest dynamic range ever. It's got that A7R5 flip screen. Cross my fingers and say it's got shutter angle now.
Yep. It probably won't have shutter angle, but yep.
And open gate recording, man, that's
going to be a dreamy camera right there.
And I think even price isn't as much of an issue. It's like, just make the camera, let it exist. Obviously I would love for it to be a good price. I don't anticipate it being a good price. It'll probably be in the $3,500 or $4,000 range.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
The previous cameras, anything to go off of, I think that one was 35 and then the FX3 was 38 or 39, something like that.
So I think the FX3 was a surprising hit compared to the A7S III. So I can see them continuing that model where they maybe do an A7S IV and then they also do a cinema variant of it.
I would almost expect that now.
Yeah. So very cool. Very exciting. And then there's another thing from Benro of all people that I wanted to share. This is a really interesting product. It's the first auto leveling modular travel tripod.
Yeah. This is kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what it is.
I love this video. We're going to react to it.
It's great sound design. Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
So it's the legs.
So basically what we're watching right now is the Benro video.
Yeah.
The Benro Theta. And it's the first auto leveling modular travel tripod. So
if you're listening to the audio, make sure you go check out the YouTube video.
Yeah, we have it linked in the show notes. But what's happening is the guy who put the camera on the tripod, he's pushing a button on each leg. And the ridiculous sound design is...
Yeah, I want to hear that again.
It's quite awesome. But yeah, so he clicks it into place. And he just pushes a button. One key auto leveling. And the tripod just levels itself. Very cool.
I really hope it makes that Star Wars-like sound. Sounds like it's charging up a blaster, like... I mean,
Remote
it
camera
works.
control.
Okay. All right. I mean,
What is that?
you're sitting right next. I mean, he's sitting right next to his camera, and he's controlling it from his phone. That's whatever. You do you.
Yeah.
You do you, guy.
I love this end here too. The Benro Theta. They're using the same model that Apple does at the end of their keynotes, where it's like they have all these little like circular graphics. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just like all these like random facts about it at the end.
Looks like there's going to be two sizes because at the top it says 11 kilograms and 20 kilogram payload capacity on two different sizes. It looks a lot like the Peak Design tripod, especially the head mount.
Well, the Peak Design tripod, I think, was quite revolutionary, and we've seen a lot of people copy that design now, unfortunately, because the designers of that were pretty smart, and they made something really cool. So, yeah, it looks like they're copying the same ball head on the top. But I was expecting when I heard auto leveling tripod, I thought maybe the head would level itself.
Yeah, that's what I assumed as well.
But it's a little goofy. It's like you put your camera on the top of the ball head, and then you hit auto level, and then the sticks just level themselves. So that means if your camera's not level on the ball head, then it's not gonna be level.
Right, and so you're still gonna have to level it after it auto levels.
So in my opinion, this is a completely useless product because I never think about leveling my sticks. The sticks don't have to be level. In fact, I'm looking at our tripods now, and especially that one off to my left.
Yeah.
The camera that is sitting on the camera filming me.
Yes.
That tripod, I'm looking at it. It's not level.
No.
But because of the ball head, we're able to level the camera.
Yeah, you just kind of like generally kind of go, about there, tighten everything down, and then you level it with the ball head.
Yeah. So this product is only leveling the sticks. It's not leveling the camera.
And honestly, the one thing I didn't care for with the Peak Design tripod design is the leveling of the ball head.
Yeah.
Like that part of it, that wasn't my favorite part. And that's like the thing they kept. So.
It looks like this is a product made for photographers, travel photographers. And that's what the Peak Design was designed for too.
Yeah, that's true.
The ball head on that isn't made for video.
No.
It's not a fluid head.
Yeah, I mean, cool. If this becomes like a new thing, I'm really looking forward to the whole sentence, "I forgot to charge my tripod," becoming a thing. I mean,
yeah,
that's going to be a normal thing.
Yeah. Hold on, dang it, I forgot to charge my tripod.
Dang it. Yeah, I guess I gotta like. Can you still use it if you didn't charge it? Like, can you still like manually adjust the legs, or is it powered only?
I hope so. That sound effect though is incredible. Actually, I'm gonna put that in the soundboard now.
Yeah. It actually kind of sounds like the Iron Man charging sound now that I'm hearing it again. That's great.
That's pretty great.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, this one video kind of shows what it looks like here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your tripod isn't level. The camera, I guess if your camera is just completely flush with the tripod sticks and you're not using the ball head, which is what they're doing here, then it can be helpful. But who does that? Like, nobody does that. You use the ball head to pan and tilt your camera in different directions. This is useless.
Very, very strange. I mean, yeah, sorry, Benro. Yeah, that's a little whack.
I thought it'd be fun to share that though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, live reaction. We had no idea what we were getting into. It could have been cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Sorry, Benro. Kind of a swing and a miss there on that one.
Yeah, at least in our opinion. I mean, check it out for yourself. See if you like it.
Yeah, check it out. We'll link it in the show notes. I wanted to share a funny little tweet, and I want to see if any of the people watching this or listening to this can relate. This is a tweet from our good friend Michael Tobin.
Yeah.
At Initial Focus on Twitter. I have never envied a skill more than someone who can receive a deadline. Let's say a week out. Calculate it'll take 20 hours of work and then evenly spread that out throughout the week. My brain only knows one option, and that's to just wait until the last day and stay awake for 20 hours working. And then Chris Brockhurst, a good friend of ours as well, he says, some actually view our method of madness as a positive, being able to procrastinate for 6 days, doing literally anything but the task at hand, and then pull it together like it's nothing on day 7. And then I said, imagine the superpower of harnessing that daily. I wish I could fix this about myself. I've done that my whole life.
Wow.
And then Chris said, right, I used to try, but now I just acknowledge that it's not happening and utilize the 6 days for something else. And then someone said, I do believe that I'm actually working on the back of the mind. So the last 20 hours are just for execution. The weird part is that the adrenaline of the deadline is so addictive. And then Michael said, that's actually a great way to put it. I'm thinking about it constantly, almost a never-ending pre-production. Then on the last day, execute. And then I say, I hope this isn't the blind leading the blind scenario, where like we're all telling each other it's okay. This is fine.
No, this makes sense. This is a good thing.
Emilio Takas, who's a friend of the show, that's exactly what I was talking with Cody Warner about. It's definitely an aspect of our ADHD. And other people saying, man, yeah, same. Yes, I'm doing exactly that right now. I feel seen. This is an ADHD trait, right? Same dude, OMG, like I don't have a creative burst. Getting projects done is so hard for me. Man, I waste no time when I get projects because with my luck, I'll run into a problem. So this guy is like, no, you guys are nuts. Working in advance of a deadline is a learnable skill, not an easy one to learn if your personality tendencies are in opposition. However, there is kind of a rush to getting something done early. This is what Scott said.
That's like the exact opposite of you. There's a rush to getting something done early, and everyone else is like, no.
There's a rush to getting it done at the last minute.
At the last possible minute. The thing about the last possible minute is that you never get it done in the last possible minute. You get it done an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, a day past the last possible minute because you inevitably calculated it incorrectly.
Absolutely.
Right? That's what ends up happening. Yeah, I don't relate to this at all.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because this is me in a nutshell, and then this is not you.
Yeah. My tendency is I receive a project, and I typically I might wait a day or two to start it, just because I tend to try to allocate a lot of time to something. So I'm not going to just work on it a little bit here and a little bit there. I'm definitely going to sit down and work on it for the next 6-8 hours, all in a row. But yeah, I don't understand. The deadline is scary, right? The deadline's scary. I never want to be near the deadline.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at it. The deadline is something to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep it way over there, get it done way early. And then I usually overestimate how long it'll take me and then deliver it faster. Because that also is a good feeling for the person who's receiving it.
Sure.
It's like if I say, yeah, that'll take me about a week, and then I get it done in 4 days, I'm like, oh, wow, that was faster than I thought it would be done.
See, the problem with that method, though, is people begin to expect that.
Yeah.
And so there is the flip of like, there's actually a trick with freelancing where, yeah, you say it'll take a week. You truly do get it done in 4 days, but you hold it for 3 days. And then you deliver it when you said you would deliver it.
Right.
That way, you're basically a man of your word. You deliver exactly when you said you would.
Right.
But then you're not putting yourself in a situation where, say, you have 3 projects on your plate at once in a couple months, and you say it'll take a week, and then now they're expecting it in 4 days. It just gives you that buffer or whatever. But yeah, like
that's a good point.
Yeah, Jevin taught me that one.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Jevin's the most reasonable of all of us.
Yeah, so we were just talking to him before this call, or before this podcast. But yeah, I totally relate to you, Michael Tobin and Chris Brockhurst and Amelia Takas and Tech Dive. And if you relate as well, let me know in the comments. This is a trait that I feel like is like, I hate to say, like a bit of a maturity thing. Like I do need to be like mature enough to say like this career that I have pays my bills. And so therefore, like, even though this is my natural state, I need to work really hard to pull this off. Yeah. And yet I still don't.
There is a positive aspect to it, because the fact that you can get it done at the last possible second still and still deliver good work is a positive, because some people under the last second of pressure, like their brain starts to fall apart a little bit, right? Yeah. So they're not really delivering very good work because at the last second, they're stressed out, they're panicking, and they don't know what to do. So then their work suffers because of that. Yeah. You guys, and it seems, you all produce amazing work, even though you're doing it in those last 6 hours or whatever it is. So that is a positive of that personality. But I would say that I imagine if any one of you guys didn't do it in the last 20 hours and you did it over the course of the week, you probably would produce better work.
Maybe.
That's just my
theory.
I've
never been able to do that.
Yeah, so we'll never know.
I've never known. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because it's so weird. It's like, cool, I got a week to finish this. And then I start working on it. And then I'm like, I don't need to work on this. I'll just watch YouTube all day because I have all week to work on it.
Yeah.
And then the day of arrives, I'm like, sweet. All right, now let's get started.
Right.
But that's just not a professional way to work. And I'm throwing around maturity and professional. I'm speaking for myself here. I definitely know for a fact that both Michael and Chris are very professional. They both have full-time, businesses, and they're able to make a living and pay for their family.
Right.
So by no means am I throwing shade to you guys. I'm just saying for myself, I've had to kind of mature up and try to be as good as I can be, and yet I'm still failing constantly. And it does at least feel good to know that you're not alone in this. It seems to be, for some reason, a trait of creative people, I've noticed, but that's not always the case, because there's plenty of creatives that are.
And what are you saying, Dave? You saying I'm not creative?
It just seems like there's more people who struggle with this in the creative fields rather than non-creative. So
no, I would agree with that. I
people
think
who work a normal job maybe don't have this trait, but creatives seem to, on average, have more percentage of them to do this.
Right.
But I know like Caleb Pike and Tyler Stallman, and like they don't. I don't think they struggle with this.
Yeah, I would doubt it, at least.
So, and Jevin, another good friend we were just talking about, I know he doesn't struggle with this either. So, everybody's different. And
that's what makes us special, Dave, right?
Speaking of things that are different, I changed my name.
Yeah.
To my real name. And some of you may have actually noticed in the podcast, I've been referring to myself as David Altizer at the beginning of each show. In fact, Joe Rogan says it at the intro of this one. And I decided to go back to my real name, which is exactly that, David Altizer.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm starting a new journey. I've actually started a new channel. If you go to prettygoodvideos.com, that's my website.
That's great.
It's also davidaltizer.com, or even davemays.com still works. But
yeah.
You can check out my new channel, and it's just called David Altizer. I posted one short as of right now. I'm going to post another short throughout the week, and we're going to have a big, the big 100 movies video will be coming soon. So make sure to subscribe. And so, moving forward, this will be where I'll be posting my big videos on the David Altizer YouTube channel. And then I do also have the David Altizer 2, which is where I am posting my reviews. If you saw the S5 2 review, that's where the traditional kind of more camera review stuff will live.
Yeah.
Though I'm not going to treat it like a job. I'm treating the other channel more like a job, whereas the David Altizer 2 is more like when I find a product that really excites me and I want to talk about it, like the S5. That was extremely exciting. We obviously went to Japan, and the camera was a revolutionary, product from Panasonic. So to me, I was jazzed about talking about it. That's where those videos are going to live. So if you liked the S5 II video and you like gear review videos, check out David Altizer 2. But if you want to be a part of the journey on the new channel, check out David Altizer. I'm starting from 0. Yesterday, I had 0 subscribers. Today, I have 68. So
let's go.
Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I know a lot of these people are people who are fans. I would assume. I wouldn't imagine I just got 68 subscribers out of thin air. But thank you so much for those of you who are along in that journey. I know it sounds a little confusing or whatever, but this is just what it will be moving forward. And you can follow me on social media at David Altizer YT, which stands for YouTube.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. That was just the only thing I could think of. I was going to do like I'm David Altizer, but I don't like that. I don't like the I'm.
Yeah.
And then underscores. I didn't want to have an underscore. So hopefully the people who own at David Altizer, eventually those will be released and I can snag it at some point. But Instagram and Twitter both are the same, at David Altizer YT. And that is what my mom calls me. That's what Connor has called me for years, David. And you even mentioned you liked my real name more than Dave Mays.
Yeah, I think you got a strong name, classic name. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, so I know it's a little confusing maybe for some of you who've known me as Dave Mays, but...
Well, it's funny. I was talking to a friend in a Discord chat, and he was talking about you changing your name, and he goes, I had no idea Dave had a different last name. I thought his name was Mays.
Mr. Mays.
Mr. Mays, which I was like, nope, this is his real name. I said Mays was just like a show name, so to speak.
Yeah, stage name.
Yeah.
I was having some issues with people remembering my name, but then I was thinking about it, I was like, Sarah Dici. I mean, that's weird. Or Maddie Hapoya.
Casey Neistat.
Casey Neistat. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
None of you guys are weird. I just mean it's, you know.
Yeah, y'all are weird. That's what we're saying.
Gerald Undone.
Yeah.
So weird. Josh Yo.
That's hard to spell. Man, what the heck?
No, I'm just kidding. McCaskill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is all leading into the real exciting news, which is the Connor McCaskill channel. Tell us about it.
Wow. Yeah. So all this has been happening with Dave. Starting the new channel, starting fresh. He's going to be making more entertainment content, leaning into filmmaking, but still mostly entertainment. So he wanted to start a new channel. And so he decided graciously to allow me to continue the mantle of the original gear channel that we've been working on for the last 5 years or so. So that's great. So AKA
the M50 channel.
Yeah, the M50 channel. When I got to get the R50.
Yes.
ASAP, actually, probably. But yeah, basically, I did a little quick channel update video, essentially just explaining what's going on for people who are coming to the channel, because I wanted everything to stay up. I didn't want to unlist everything. I want all the videos to still be there from before. But that could be a little confusing when someone walks in on a video and it's like, hey, I'm Dave Altizer.
Dave Mays,
Or Dave Mays, and
then Zach Mayfield.
Or Zach Mayfield, and they're looking at a channel with my name and my face. So I did make just a channel update video that I can post. And then I made playlists, so it's the Zach Mayfield era and the David Altizer era.
Cool.
So that you can still find all their work, because it's all great still. And it's funny, I relisted a lot of Zach's stuff, and it's actually gaining a little bit of traction again.
Dude, Zach's stuff is so good.
Zach's stuff's hilarious. And you can still watch his stuff. He has his own personal channel, Zach Mayfield, so definitely check him out.
Totally.
But yeah, I'm really excited to continue it. It's all going to still be gear-based content, just like before, but with maybe an emphasis on some travel, as long as I can swing it, because I'm going to fund everything myself, because the channel is making $0 right now.
As of right now.
So I'm hoping to turn it into an actual thing. And so if you guys are listening and you're at all interested in me and what I'm going to make, I'd really appreciate it if you go check it out and subscribe. And my videos, I'm going to attempt to be posting, I'm going to be posting every Tuesday. Is the plan for main YouTube videos. So my first one's going to be the Fujifilm X-T4 versus the X-T5, because that's my personal camera. The X-T4 is it worth upgrading? And I did a studio photography session, portrait session out in Los Angeles with my good buddy Jake Bernal. So it should be a pretty fun video. I shot some A-roll for it just the other day, and yeah, I got to put it together. But I hope you guys enjoy it.
Dude, I'm so excited. I mean, let's walk through the day when I told you this.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, Connor Connor knew that I was going to be changing some things and starting a new channel. And honestly, the future of this channel, which was the official Dave Mays channel, which my goal was, and I think you guys know if you've been following the show for a while, was to transition this into what I'm now doing on my personal brand new channel.
Yeah.
Again, why I'm starting fresh is because I feel like what I'm wanting to do moving forward is so dramatically different from what this channel was that it would be really like treading water to kind of force it to happen.
Right.
Rather than starting from zero and gaining an audience of people who genuinely like that type of content, and then just growing naturally from that. And so because I wanted to go in that direction, and because I had my second channel already in motion, and I was very pleased with the results of that S5 video.
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. I'll just keep this channel going with the review stuff occasionally, and then I'll do my main stuff on this one. It just left a big question mark on what this channel was going to be. And you told me that you were interested in it. And it took us about a week or so to, figure out what we're going to do with it. But then I came in here and told you, I want you to have it, man.
Yeah, I was actually a little shocked because I honestly didn't think for some reason that it was gonna pull through and that you would actually give it to me. And so I kind of was coming around to that thought. I was like, okay, that's probably not gonna happen. That's fine. So I was gearing up. I already had my trip booked to LA. Actually, I was gonna be filming the content that I just said for this channel on my other channel, which is now just Connor McCaskill 2. Very creative
real
name.
Creative, yeah.
If you have any suggestions for names, let me know. I was gonna do some other stuff. Like I thought maybe I could, if I do travel, I could turn that into like a travel channel. So it's like that's about the travel, and then the main channel is about gear. So I thought I could do Where in the World is Connor?
Yeah,
I thought that could be kind of fun, but I wasn't sure. So just real quickly, I was like, Connor McCaskill 2, very good name. But anyways, my XT5 video that I'm making was going to be for that channel because I was like, I'm not going to get this one. And sure enough, you did. And I was pretty much just kind of standing there. I was like, like, I don't even know that I reacted well or reacted how you wanted me to react.
There's no expectations for a reaction.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, wow, I just kind of was shocked. And then I was relieved because the channel is going to keep going.
Yeah.
And this channel means a lot to me, and it has a lot of history. And I was never the host of the channel, but I've been here the whole time on that channel through the Dave era and even a lot of the Zach era as well.
And we lived a lot of life together in California, doing all sorts of crazy fun stuff at the beach. Gosh, it sheds a slight tear when I look back on some of this. Although I'm about 30 pounds lighter now, which is nice.
Yeah, you're looking good. I'm 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah, there's Connor right there. We're watching the video of the M50 versus the A6400 in Laguna Beach. I missed that place. It was
Laguna Beach
beautiful.
Was nice. Yeah, it was very nice.
But we can always visit.
Yeah, and in fact, I didn't actually go to Laguna Beach, but I was just in California visiting all the people. Saw everyone. It was great.
Everyone's still there. It's all good. But yeah, so I was trying to find some moments of Connor here from the past. This was 4 years ago now. We were babies, YouTube babies.
Yeah, I was 21.
Creating content here. So, yeah. Your hair was so long.
Yeah,
crazy.
And it's getting long again.
But yeah, there's a lot of history here. You guys should definitely, if you're not already a subscriber to the old Dave Mays channel, which is now the @Connor McCaskill channel, go subscribe. It's obviously going to be linked in the show notes.
Yeah, and my goal is to, like I said, post every Tuesday. And if you guys have any ideas for content you'd like to see, I'm all ears. My idea, I mean, I've worked for you, I've worked for Zach Mayfield, I've worked for Armando Ferreira, I've done a little bit of work for iJustine. So I know how this stuff works. I kind of know what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean that I'm not open to lots of ideas. Because I want to make it as valuable as possible, and I want to hit 100K.
Yeah, let's hit 100K. I mean, the truth is, you just got 80,000 subscribers overnight.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. YouTube hack. Find a friend who doesn't want their channel anymore and ask for it.
Exactly. So we're very excited to see what you do with this, and we'll have lots to talk about on the show as you continue to evolve the channel and stay active. And please comment below this video what you want to see Connor do on the channel. If you have any ideas or suggestions, let us know. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear your thoughts.
I would.
So yeah, I wanted to share one more fun, exciting thing. I'm not sure if you saw this because it happened when you were in California.
Okay. Yeah, I was pretty busy.
So this is something that made me very happy. Are you familiar with this?
What is this? Pokemon. I mean, it's the trading game. Yeah.
So we're watching a video here. Very epic.
Okay.
Lead in.
Battle anytime, anywhere. Pokemon trading card game classic.
Yeah.
So is it the classic 150 and that's it? They're doing a re-release?
So Pokemon Company has made this amazing box with an amazing set.
Scalpers are going to go wild.
Original Pokemon cards. Only the originals. So
these two people that are playing right now would never play this game. Never.
We've got Chansey. We've got Charizard.
She's like, yes, my Chansey card trumps yours.
It's a holographic original Pikachu, Ivysaur.
They're not original though. It's a reprint.
No, see how on the back it's the black classic logo or whatever. So you're right. I think scalpers are going to go crazy for this because it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at that. That's a Charizard with energy and everything. I mean, it's the full-on classic Pokemon trading card game from the 90s, reissued with a full kit. It comes with the play mat. It comes with a case. It comes with a coin flip. All that stuff.
Those will, I mean, I don't know what they'll retail for. Let's just say $150, $200.
It's 150, yeah.
$150. See, I'm right on.
And it comes with 3 boosters, and it has Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur in it.
And those things are going to sell for $1,000 before the month is up, and then they will probably sell for more than that in the future months.
It comes with a game board that folds up to store all the items included in the Pokemon trading card game.
That's
three Pokemon trading card game decks featuring Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoid, as well as newly printed cards to go along with the classics. 3 deck boxes featuring energy symbols matching the included.
I wonder how many times they're going to reprint the original set.
Well, this is the second time they've done it, right? But has it ever looked this authentic? I mean, look at that. That's just straight up.
Yes.
It has?
Yeah, I think they did it in 2016.
Yeah, I mean, it's just as we 90s kids turn into adults, we just want to buy this again.
I know. It's so weird. I'm like, why do I want this? I'm like, I shouldn't want this. I'm 25. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I kind of want that.
If we get this, would you be willing to learn how to play the game so that I could play with somebody?
Yeah, and we'll start a Twitch. You'll find us at Dave and Connor Plays Pokemon Twitch TV, and we'll be we'll be playing this. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'd play it. I'd play it just to see I've never played the game.
You've never played the game?
No, I've never played
I used to play it in the 90s. It was fun, man. It's a fun game. Yeah, so I think this is pretty exciting. I submitted my email.
This was not made for kids.
No.
You can tell, you can tell based on just the packaging. Like, it's not colorful, it's not flashy. This was made for people like us.
And it is made to be played, though people are going to collect them, I'm sure. But
it's going to sit in a warehouse.
Just kind of the worry. It's like, paper. Even if I got a set, I'm going to want to play it, but like, if it's worth $1,000, I don't want to open it.
And thus, scalpers are born.
Yeah. But it's pretty exciting, I think, for the old Pokemon fans out there.
That's pretty cool.
So
I didn't hear about that at all. That's kind of fun. Random, but kind of fun.
Well, that about does it for today's show, everybody. A lot of announcements that we made here.
Yeah. I don't know that it was necessarily a long episode, but it did feel like we had covered a lot of ground. So definitely go make sure that you follow Dave's new channel. Dave is full of a ton of creativity and his ideas are wild, but I bet you will enjoy them. So definitely go make sure to check them out.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun. We have some things that we shot over the last couple months that I've been holding on to. And so they're going to be slowly releasing on the David Altizer channel. And then I will turn it around on you and say, if you haven't already subscribed to the Connor McCaskill channel, that's spelled ConnorMcCaskill.
Yeah, maybe I should switch my name to Maze.
Connor Maze. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know. People can spell McKinnon, so they can spell McCaskill, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Go give him some love. Go give a comment on his recent video and just let him know that you're a fan of the show, and give him any ideas you have. I'm excited to see what you do as well.
Thanks, man.
And I think this is going to be a really exciting year for both of us. And we're going to continue to pour into this show, the Golden Hour Podcast, continue to try to give you guys the best content we can, the most value that we can add to your life.
Yeah.
With rumors and reviews and YouTube advice and whatever.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions for our show, please reach out to us at ghp.fm/contact.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
If there's anything you want to see the show evolve into, that'd be cool to know.
Yeah. Evolve. I like how you said that after the Pokemon.
Yeah. I think it was embedded in my brain there.
Yeah. And again, I just want to remind you guys, we do chapters for these shows. So if you're not familiar with how that works on your podcast player of choice, you should be able to see different chapters and skip next, unless you're in Spotify, which then you can look in the description of the show and you can see the time codes there, and you could skip around if certain parts of the show you're not interested in, you want to skip to those. That's totally fine.
But what would you not be interested interested in. Okay, we talked about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Come on, YouTube. Come on, this is good content.
Absolutely. And of course, if you are listening to the show and you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, a lot of the things we talk about are visual. We have a link to the YouTube video in every episode, so make sure to check it out. And leave a rating and review in your podcast player of choice. We greatly appreciate it.
And make sure you subscribe, and make sure you like, and make sure you share. And I feel like we're telling you guys
Too
to do
many
a lot
things.
Of
Too many things
Sorry.
here.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I apologize for that. There we go.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Love you. Bye.
See you guys.